Hey, Secret Channel. I did something this morning. I found out about this site that lets you send like voice messages through a link. And I asked people, I had to find like a small group so I didn't just get overwhelmed. And then, once again, Flaky Phil. We know him. Some of us love him. Um, otherwise, I'd quit. I just said, hey, send me a message about your day, your week, what you got coming up. If you have questions, yeah, if you have recommendations, whatever, shoot something at me. And I did this over on Instagram. And between me shooting the show today, when I do my drops of footage, I figured we could do some. So here, let's do this first one.
Hey Phil, Thomas from Marietta here. Just wondering if you had any plans to continue your podcast. They were pretty interesting, and I enjoyed listening to them while working or running. Anyways, talk to you later. Bye.
Actually, interesting question, and it's something that I kind of go back and forth on. I loved the podcast. I had a podcast, a conversation with, I think a decent chunk of you know about it. And largely, I talked to like internet personalities, a lot of YouTubers, and there were some that I would get really excited about and interested about, and I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it the most when I was able to actually personally dedicate time to the background checking and trying to figure out like what I want to know about this person, right? Because I'm actually, even though my job is to talk, I love listening, right? I love hearing people's stories. I love hearing a number of things. And then I kind of fell out of love with the podcast for a little bit because one, I had a lot going on at that time. I think I was doing the podcast, the main show, which was smaller at the time compared to as far as like length and size. And then we were also doing like producing like the Rogue Rocket stuff. I don't know. It was a lot. I ended up kind of falling out of love with it because I ended up talking to like a string of, I think, vloggers. And these are people that their job is to kind of just put everything that happens to them out there. And so I wasn't really uncovering things. I think at that point it was like, oh, let me talk to people in the YouTube community. And I think what I've found is I'd probably like to expand beyond that. And right now we have a decent number of Congress people that are like knocking on our door to get on the show. But I don't want it to be like we did one recently on the PDS, Chris Murphy. It was solid. It was a solid 10 minutes. It was about a very specific thing, but that wasn't like a podcast. It was like, this is a very specific subject. Let's kind of stay there. And then I try to cobble three questions together in the last 2 minutes because we were supposed to have a certain amount of time. I think he ended up showing up late because he was doing Congress stuff. And we always kind of expect that to happen, and we try to respect people's hard outs, even if they end up being late. Or I don't want to make it sound like I'm like this fucking guy. He showed up at a time that was after I was there. So I don't know, and I'd like that to be more podcasty. That could make it more interesting to me. But I would have to I'd have to either add it to the show. So I'm doing the show as is, clipping it for the show, and then there's a full podcast. Or, I mean, I've sometimes imagined a world where I just do a podcast, where it's kind of a more toned down thing. It's not me seeming methed or coked out of my mind on the PDS where I'm talking fast and, hey, oh, Trump doesn't have the legal, blah, blah, blah. Or just quit the internet. I go back and forth on everything. And I don't talk about it because I know that makes some people nervous, understandably. But, you know, I just want to kind of talk about my feelings for better and worse right now. And thank you for the question, Thomas. Okay, next up we got Summer.
I want to record something incredibly insightful, but the only thing on the forefront of my mind is that we're living in a hellscape right now, and things feel tumultuous and heavy and burdensome. And I know every night I crawl into bed fearful of what the next day will bring. But you want to know the one constant I think we all can have in our lives? Buffalo chicken dip. Buffalo chicken dip has been my refuge. And if you need something to focus in on and bring joy and enlightenment to your day, might I suggest a good old batch of buffalo chicken dip with carrots or tortilla chips or peppers Hell, my sister eats it with celery. Let's all resist fascism together, fueled and powered by this joy in life that is buffalo chicken dip. Thank you.
Summer, I love that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Buffalo chicken dip. It's almost pizza level where it's like even if the dip is not great, it's still pretty good. I've never used it with peppers and celery though, which I think could maybe take a little of the guilt. I have a very tumultuous relationship with food. Um, ooh, oh my god, I'm like a fucking dog. I'm just like I started to salivate thinking about buffalo chicken. It's one of my favorite things. It's one of my guilty pleasures, and I have not had it in a while. Sorry, saliva. Great recommendation. And then let's end this. Wait. Yeah, I don't know why I'm. I'm not gonna fucking edit this. What am I doing? This is the secret lazy channel. We're gonna end with Blanca. Also, I have like 200 messages from this thing. I haven't been able to go through everything. Just know that I'm not purposefully ignoring anyone. Here we go.
I have been avoiding all news as much as possible. So I've been ignoring pretty much all of your videos for months now.
Fair.
Like even before the transfer of power. So I don't know what's going on in the world because my depression cannot take it. Anyways, Phil and team, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.
I get that. I'm reluctantly engaged. I have so many conflicting feelings about the news. We're in like over on the PDS. We're in a little bit of a view slump for a few reasons. A lot of it is genuine exhaustion with the news, and I think that's fair. The places that are doing the best, and this is a very broad brush. This is not exact with every specific situation. The places that are seeing the most gain are people that are kind of they're not trying to do straight news. It's very like emotion tied to it. A lot of like they want people want to like know that they're not alone in this. That their fucking like anger and fear is valid, and I think that's important. I think a big thing with my shift has been trying to understand like what, and it's something I still think that we could do a much better job of on the PDS, of like trying to understand where other people are getting their news and what the information is. Although the information landscape right now is fucked, and it is only going to get worse. I saw this whole thing, like a lot of people talk about like really the only people getting tricked by AI have been like boomers on Facebook, but we're starting to see, especially like with the advancements, more and more people convinced. People, it's all I don't know. I'm exhausted with you. I try to make it consumable. I think I need to cut the shows back down to like 20 minutes and not 30. 30 was a sweet spot for a little. Doesn't feel like it right now. I don't know. I'm going to tweak stuff though. I mean, even if you've been watching the show, I've just been kind of like trying different stuff. I tried a different camera angle, a different mic, different lenses on that camera, different quality. So, I mean, I don't know if anyone actually fucking pays attention, because I know the show is kind of, half the people are eyeballing me, and then half the people, it's the news. It's like a thing that you consume while cooking or eating or doing something else. It's I know that there's a decent chunk of people that multitask, view, and listen. But it's like we're doing, okay, this one's going to be 4K, and that way we can do lossless cuts and keep it interesting but not pixelated. I don't know. I figure right now it's the time to tweak and do different things, and then from that figure out, is that a thing that I want to do long term, or is it something that I just fucked around with for a little bit and I'm actually going to pull back? But I don't know. I have a lot of different feelings. One of the main things though is in the meantime, I'm not going to drastically change the core of what I do. As much as I opened this video and talked about it in the last secret video of me being flaky Phil, the one area where I'm not flaky is with the show. It is the thing that I take incredibly serious. I try not to tie my worth to any one thing, but it is heavily tied to that. And also, I mean, I'm in such a privileged position to have it. So it's like, understand that any of my, like, about it, it's so minor compared to what it provides me emotionally. And I guess also, I don't know. Okay. I'm going to get back to work. Love you faces.